everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This is your host, Mas Sajady, with an exceptionally great and exciting call today with our speaker who is coming back. One of our favorite speakers, Mas Sajady, is back for a brand new call today. So I am very, very excited. And we're going to be talking to Mas in a little bit, and we'll explain why I'm actually so excited that we have Mas back. But before we do that, a quick note, a request for those of you that are on the webcast, please let me know if you can hear me okay, because Mas pointed out that he actually couldn't, that I sounded like I was talking from a tunnel. So if that's the case, I will have to call back again. But I just want to make sure if you guys can hear me okay or not. That's the first announcement. The second announcement is that we will be doing live clearings today, and we will be picking live callers. So in order to get in the queue to be considered for a live clearing, please press *2, and that will place you in the queue. I see a lot of you have already done that, so please go ahead and do that now so that you can be in the queue. And then we will also be doing a group process with Mas, so be prepared for that as well, so that, you know, be in a place where you're not going to have interruptions, and you'll be able to follow along and follow directions as Mas will lead us to it. So those of you that have joined us now in this series may not have heard Mas before on our series. He is one of the most exciting and exceptional healers. And I say that because there are certain things, there are certain levels of healing that very few healers are actually able to attune, and Mas actually takes you there. And a lot of it has to do with his near-death experiences. He's had a couple of those. And since having those gradually and slowly, since the first one and then the second one, he had been shifting and was receiving his gift. After the two near-death experiences, Mas began to realize that he had been gifted with astonishing healing abilities, akin to famous healers throughout history, but very few have actually achieved these miraculous levels. While Mas is always quick to explain to you that he actually doesn't have the power to heal anybody, but he does act as a pure activator and taps into a higher energy field that does the healing through him. Thousands have already benefited from this natural phenomena in their health, relationships, financial, and spiritual areas of life. So that's why I'm so excited. Whatever your issue might be, here is a great opportunity where you're going to be able to heal with this exceptional healer. So let's welcome Mas to the show.
Aaron, thank you so much. It's that was a great introduction. It's
awesome.
An honor to be here,
well,
and I'm excited to be here.
No, you totally deserve it and more. I know that ever since you started, once you were introduced on the circuit, you've just been a phenomenon in your own right. People just love what you do, and the results are just exceptional. So tell us a little bit about your experiences with your brushes with death that actually awakened you to your gifts.
Well, the first one, and we'll just take a couple of minutes because it's just more important. You can always, read up about that, but I just want to, work on people more than just talk about me. But the first one was in my early 20s, college job, at a warehouse unloading rail cars, and, my jaws got crushed in between these moving walls. And there, the high points were, I saw my life flash through. I saw that beautiful place of being and being really connected, and when I saw my life flash through, though, it was really impressive because, and it still amazes me to this day, and it still distorts my concept of time and space because how could you live 20 some years of life in just moments? And it's really key, because once we understand that, we don't have to understand it thoroughly, but once we understand the concept that time and space is really not a constant, we can really start programming our lives around other things, other spiritual realities rather than the time constant that we're in here. But I did not really live, 20 some years within a space of maybe a second or maybe less than that, reliving all the experiences and even the negative type experiences that we think. You see that through a space of love or a learning process. So, which is really amazing. So everything is through that love space, but we'll talk more about love being a byproduct of this process rather than the actual goal that most people, that are in the spiritual realities or anything else want to go towards. So, and then the second time, if you jump about 20 or so years forward, happened in 2006, 2007. I drowned. I got sucked into what they call a cenotes, or a sinkhole, basically. And these are underground tunnels that are fed from the rivers above, and they go into underground waterfalls, caves, things like that. So I was in a tunnel, and according to my wife, probably about 8 to 10 minutes underwater. Didn't know what was going on. I gave up. And as soon as I gave up, I transcended into these higher realms, and that's where a lot of understanding of how realities work, and then also that space of no time and no distance, and just that beauty and joy, where I didn't need anything. I didn't need, the loved ones. I didn't need finances. I didn't need security, anything like that. I was just me, just being, which was unbelievable. And I've never really felt that space here.
That is just amazing. So you're saying you've never really felt that space here on planet Earth?
Oh, no. I mean, I don't think we have actually the physical capacity to really feel that space here. It's because if you were in that space for long periods of time, you would actually transcend back into that realm. Again, losing your body and losing, the heaviness of our physical being, if you did. So we get glimpses here and there, though, just to let us know, just keep us going into that space. So, but from that, I was drawn into meditations. And these meditations would last, hours and hours, and then I always think that they lasted like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because I'd be standing up. But like 4 or 5 hours later, I'd still be standing up or find myself on the ground in some weird position. But this was this place where I was, downloaded with a ton of knowledge, information that we're all seeking, a lot of information on healing, things like that, how the systems work, how our bodies work, how our realities work. Really, and the more research I did, because I'm a computer programmer by trade, guys, and the more research I did on something like that, it was close to the areas of like quantum physics, or it mirrored the areas of quantum physics that we're finding out. And here I am. Never thought I'd be a healer.
Amazing, isn't it? He's
it
a computer programmer and healer.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. We are all better for it. That whatever events led you to it, we are blessed to have you here in this space. But in order to experience what you have experienced, does one have to go through near-death experiences now at once, or is there a way to actually gain some of the benefit to you?
Well, I would suggest a near-death experience to anybody. It is an amazing feeling, but you don't have to have that near-death experience. Although, tragedies, issues, things like that, tragedies from yourself or other people, things that kind of like shake you up a bit, kind of wake you into this space, really connect people to, that intuition side. But no, you don't have to have that near-death experience. Basically, that's what I've been given that ability to do, Aram, is just literally bring in that purity or that connection to that pureness into you. really. And that's how I do my healing.
And what is that pureness, Mas? How do you experience that?
I use the pure source. I call it the pure source. People, throughout the times have called it, God or some other thing. But what happens is, God has been tainted so much by, religion. And again, guys, I'm not against any religion. I'm not for any religion. Any path that you choose to go towards that pure source works. Okay. But again, it's been tainted. A lot of people, have had a negative experience toward God because of the way we were brought up, right? So we shy away from that space. But we do have to admit that we are created from some space. I call it the pure source, right? It's that pure source connection that comes into you. Even if you're atheist, if you don't believe in anything, at some level, there's that need or desire to connect to something. Okay? Although we consider ourselves atheist or whatever it is, there is a need. That's just the way we were programmed or wired. Did that answer the question? I don't.
Totally, yes, it does. It does. And I actually want to build on that and ask you about the success frequency. You talk about success being a frequency, and actually you call yourself a success energizer. Can you explain that a little bit, please?
Sure. And this is really the crux or the basis of what I do. Is basically, and let me just kind of step back, if I can, on how things work in these realities. Okay? And that way you get a better idea of why things probably haven't worked for a lot of people. Whether you are, in the spiritual realm and have tried like other healers or other healings, other modalities, things like that, we're kind of still stuck in the same place. Kind of still stuck in the same relationships or finances or even that spiritual, connection. Or, if you're of that motivational side, that listens to like Anthony Robbins or Deepak Chopra or who's ever out there, we're still kind of stuck in. And the reason being is there's basically like 3 levels, but within those 3 levels, there's much more levels, but we'll just concentrate on 3 levels for time's sake. But, the basic level, you have the chiropractic type individuals, Western medicine, prescription, meds, anything like that, herbal ingredients, okay, herbs, potions, whatever. That's that physical space. And then above that, that medium space, which affects the physical space, is, your healer types, the modalities, Tai Chi or Reiki or whatever's out there, acupuncture or, psychics, intuition, chakras, any energy field, any physical energy field, it's in that realm, reality. Okay? And that's where most healers, again, most intuitives or psychics are in that space, and you can connect to those realities and, see future vision, things like that. And then you get to that 3rd level, which not a lot of people go. Yeah. There's a couple steps in between, but not a lot of people can access that reality. And that's really your core level, spirit level programming. The one that, your spirit has created for your life experience in this lifetime. And a lot of people think that they make their own choices physically in this world, but it's really been created or programmed in at this physical level. So, I'm sorry, at the spirit level. So I've been given the access to your core programming. And guys, I'm a computer programmer, so I talk in computer language. Okay. So your core programming level.
So right now we're up to the 3rd level yet. So the first 2 levels, pretty much everybody's familiar with, the physical level and then the energetic level, which is still in the physical realm, where most energy modalities work. Now you're talking about a 3rd level, which is the spiritual realm, and that's where a lot of programming is, and you can access that. You've been gifted with the access to that level.
Right. And as the world awakens, there's more and more people like me coming out. Okay. And, that purpose is really for people like me to show you that there is another level, there's a higher ground that you can access to transform your life in a much faster, efficient way, rather than taking, years and years, or actually rather than taking like lifetimes. If we wanted a different experience, now the old way is like dying and then going into another body, starting that process over again, and then creating an experience, another experience. But the new method that we're going into as a human race is literally changing our experience within this physical body, which is really an amazing concept. Literally.
It truly is. Accessing it from that point, from that perspective, will just make it so much faster, and the change will just cascade down to all levels. But I have a couple of questions. Now, did you say there were 4 levels, or was it really the 3 levels? Is that what you said?
Actually, there's about like 7 levels.
Oh.
The 3, there's like the first level, the second level we talked about. Then there's about 2-3 levels in between that, and so I've been connected to, say, that 5th level.
Okay.
Basically, so and the other levels, are again, I'm not that aware of, but just from other people telling me this, and then just from what I've been given, as far as like downloads when I meditate, I'm in that, say, like that 5th level, and then there's a couple levels on top where you actually start to become translucent. So when people look at you, translucent.
Wow.
That's that merging of spirit, physical body, which is really neat. But again, you literally burn up if you're not adapted to that.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Now, let's say I was in a healing session with you. You were accessing. I guess you access the blueprint, right? The soul blueprint,
right?
Or the
exactly.
code.
Right.
So, is that what you would be seeing? You would basically see my soul, my spiritual blueprint, and you can correct what needs to be corrected in that.
Yes, exactly. I can. So from that blueprint, gets created your life, right? And most people, they make their changes at a lower level, and the blueprint still resonates with a certain frequency. And, literally, guys, we're all created of frequencies. Anything that you have is created of a frequency, whether it's cancer, whether it's unhappiness, whether it's lack of wealth or wealth, whatever it is. It just is just a frequency that we create. Our bodies aren't as solid as we think they are.
Yeah.
It's a frequency that's created. So, you change your frequency and you change your life. So,
I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. And I love this concept even more now, just for even a little bit more clarification, Mas. We're not talking about the level that is subconscious. You're not correcting in the subconscious. You're actually correcting at a place that is even higher than that, correct?
Yes, exactly. The subconscious level still, that's at a base, a physical level. Again, you have the energy levels or frequencies of your physical body, and that kind of relates to the auras, or the chakras, or the auras that we see, the colors that we see around people. And then there's that spiritual frequency that relates to, the frequencies that emanate, that create life structures. So it creates your body, your physical body, and then it creates your surroundings as well. Does that make sense?
Mas,
so it integrates with other frequencies.
You just clarified such a big question mark for me, because I've always wondered. I have always been, I've had this question ever since I entered into spiritual healing, energy healing rather, and it's totally changed my life. It affected me so much. I always tell people I'm a living, breathing example of what telepharmacy can do to someone, because they changed my life. And yet I always used to question, as do a lot of people that email me, that, they're still stuck, they've done everything, why can't they get rid of blocks, and there's all this other stuff, and they've tried all the energy modalities. And then the question I used to come to was that, when you look at ascended masters, they were definitely experts at energy healing, but they always had this very special place for what you might call spiritual healing, or what you might call prayers, or some kind of ritual around that where the spirit was being accessed, or was, the source or God was being requested to actually heal at a higher level. So what you're talking about makes perfect sense to me, because that's that place where these changes need to be made sometimes in order to actually manifest in our lives. So that is very, very exciting, especially for people that have been trying to do all the different modalities, because today I seem to have just an avalanche of comments from people that are talking about that I've tried this, I've tried that, I've just been working on this thing for so long, and I just can't seem to make any progress. So this right here is the reason, you guys, that maybe you have been working at a level that perhaps you needed to actually upgrade and work at a higher level. So that is
Aram,
cool.
I'm probably talking about this because I'm just picking up what the group is, questioning, and then also what you've been questioning. It just kind of works out that way, that I just connect with you guys. So, by the way, guys, if you're listening to this while you're driving, not a good idea, because a lot of people actually start getting distorted as I'm speaking, because I'm working on you as well while we're speaking. So if you're driving, just be careful, because again, you might get disoriented or something like that. Okay?
Cool. I've had so many comments that are rolling in, but I will read them as we go along. But here's one that is making me jump up and down. I'm like, I need to get some sessions with Josh. Okay, this is Lori from Chicago. She said, Iram, I just did his frequency spa, and I love it. I just met his wife at the expo in Chicago last week. Now I know for sure that his energy work is powerful. She looks just like a Barbie doll, and she's had 6 kids. I have 2 kids, and I'm completely out of shape. Mas, in your future spa calls, can you please work on weight loss, cellulite, food cravings, and thinning hair? God bless you. That is awesome. I love that.
Thank you so much.
I think we need to do a group healing on that, Mas. We all want to look like Barbie dolls. You need to do a group healing. You need to change our spiritual blueprint and make us all Barbie dolls. How about that?
That's what it's. It's really easy, guys. A lot of people see, massive changes actually pretty right away. Actually, if not.
Yeah. There's Stephen who commented, beautiful Aram. Thank you so much for calling me beautiful, by the way. Beautiful Aram, thank you so much for having Mas on your show. We met him for the first time in Schaumburg last week. He is such a gentle soul, and his energy is simply powerful. My wife and I both felt lighter, clearer, happier, and simply amazing after he worked on us for only 5 minutes. We want to stay this way. We are getting everything you two offer and can't wait to see what else is possible. Please send our warmest regards to him and his absolutely gorgeous wife. Blessings. Here we go again. That is awesome. And there's like a whole, there's like a whole line of comments that are coming in about what people have experienced about your work. This is so awesome.
And again, guys,
and I'm sorry. Yeah. Effie from Toronto, Canada is also saying she loved your work. She's had great experiences with your 21-day package. Then there's Christina. She's also commenting on that. This is just amazing. Amazing. Go ahead, please.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. And again, guys, I did the expo in Schaumburg, and there were so many people in line. I mean, the expo was a little quiet, but, my booth was really busy. And, a lot of people came up to me and they go, I don't know why I'm here, but I saw your face or I heard about your name, on the docket, and I just had to come see you. And that's really, that summoning of your spirit going, because your spirit knows what's true and what's not, or what's pure and what can help you. So you can naturally get attracted to things. And that's that awakening that's happening, worldwide. It's just that you naturally get attracted to things that are more of a purity source that can actually really help you come in. So.
Amazing. So have you been able to tune into the group and see what kind of maybe group clearing you can do for them today?
Sure, we can do say like a 5-minute, I call it a meta healing, where I help you get into a nice deep meditative state, and then all you need to do is just focus in on your body. And this is different than a lot of meditations that are out there. A lot of meditations, Aram, they have you ascend higher, into the spiritual realm, connect with your spirit outside of your body, right? That conscious mind. But literally this process actually brings your spirit into your body so you can be with it 24/7, because that's what it's really all about, being happy 24/7 rather than just being happy when you're meditating. Because isn't that what happens? You're only happy when you meditate. And then the rest of your world is like a havoc, right? So if we reverse that process, then you're seeing life through your spiritual eyes all the time. And that's where magic happens. That's where serendipitous events happen, all that.
Great. Well, I am ready, but let's make that announcement one more time that you guys don't be driving, don't be operating any heavy machinery. The energy is going to make some of you dizzy or maybe even feel sleepy. So it's better to be by yourself where you're not going to be interrupted so that you can follow along.
And Aram, I hope you're a lot of hosts that I work on, they get spaced out or loopy, so I hope you're not like that.
Oh, I am totally like that. I know I will be loopy after this. But I actually have to call back in because some people can't hear me okay. So I'm actually going to miss some of this, but I'll be calling right back in. So hopefully I'll be able to, I can always listen to the replay though. So I'll call right back in, but you can go ahead and start with the all right.
So Aram's doing that, guys. Let's get started. We'll take about 5 minutes or so. And again, that's all we really need. It doesn't take that long to help you get started into your new journey, your new path. And all we need to do, you guys, if you want, you can stand up. It's preferred to stand up because that's the way I was drawn into meditation. Otherwise, lie down or sit down and just be comfortable and just notice your space wherever you are, whether you are sitting, standing, lying down. And just the tone of my voice, kind of slowing down, probably relax you as you notice your breath, as you notice how you are sitting, standing, lying down. You might notice the comfort space coming into you, getting more comfortable. Even now, I'm just connecting with you, working on you. Taking that nice deep breath in, and we do that belly breathing. And we'll belly breathe, and we'll take that nice deep breath in again. Expand those lungs as big as we can, and exhale, letting go of anything that we need to let go of. Any thoughts, any ideas, anything that we need to do later on today after the show, anything we need to do, anything that we've done from last week, last month, last lifetime. Doesn't really matter. Can't do anything about it anyway. You're just in that present moment, right? So let's come into the space right here now. And if you're not, it's okay as well. You can always come into it maybe now or a couple seconds from now. Breathing in again, noticing your body, perhaps the top of your head. You might feel a sensation, that tip top, coming through, melting through, perhaps relaxing, letting go. You might feel that warmth of your circulation. The blood goes through the top of the head, down into the eyes, cheeks, back of the head, the jaws, the neck, and then into the throat area. I know you're getting relaxed. As we touch on the shoulders, you might feel them drop, get heavier. And again, we might be right into that meditation or that start of the meditation, but you might still feel certain sensations even now, whether it's a lightness, heaviness. You might be swaying if you're standing up. Whatever it is that you're feeling, just note what it is. It's just a transformation that's coming into you. So welcome it, bring it into you, that purity of your own spirit coming into you. And as we go even deeper into the arms, your shoulders, your biceps, triceps, all the way through the arms, into the palms of your hands, fingertips, just confirming that you are relaxing. You'll feel that energy or something leaving the fingertips. As we take a nice deep breath in again, sending upwards into the arms, up the arms, into the chest space, upper back, all the way down to the mid-back, lower back. And I can adjust you just like a chiropractor can. So you might feel your neck kind of adjusting over here. And then also your spine all the way down. All the way down into your hip area. Breathing in again, taking that nice, beautiful breath, and breathing out, going into the hips, thighs, all the way through, right through the feet. Noticing how you're feeling, noticing your body. I'm sure this is probably the first time in a long time that you've actually felt your body. Well, it's been with you, all your life? Probably you've felt those, your body parts at a deeper level. And again, that's really the key. It's as simple as that. Connecting to pure source, which guides your life. You're just noticing what you notice, noticing your present moment. I'll just let you be in this space for a little bit, a couple minutes while I continue to work at it. And we'll talk about how that process works later on. Noting how you're feeling. Perhaps many of you, especially many of you who are familiar with my work, probably feeling a more expansive space, might be feeling or seeing the world through a higher visual perspective. That is your spirit coming into you. So just welcome it. Guys, let's keep our spirit in throughout the show, throughout the day, throughout the rest of your life. Okay? Just inviting that to integrate with us so it helps us throughout the day, throughout your life journey. Like a beautiful guide. And while we're here, take that nice deep breath in as we come back into this present moment in time. Again, still integrating with our spirit space throughout our show. strengthening that connection. Taking that deep breath in, letting go, opening our eyes if you haven't done so already, feeling relaxed, refreshed, confident, bright. And if it is a clearing space, detoxing space, just whatever you may be feeling, that's okay as well.